the wife and the two wives and the girl, they're in front of the car, basically. They're about to jump her, the daughter, or whatever. And I'm like, they about to jump her. What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Nyla back with another banger video, and today we are finally getting around to filming how my cousin got catfished. You don't know what cousin I'm talking about Jalen TV. He's always on this channel. I'm gonna pop his YouTube channel right here. And if you're not already, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And like this video, comment down below any videos y'all want to see after this. And let's get straight into the video. Alright, so this is how I'm gonna start it off. The night before, basically, before we decided to go, he basically told us everything. We sat in there the day before. And that night, we ordered, like, we was looking online to find a rental car, please, so we can rent a car. So we asked them, my cousin and the girl, or whatever, if she wanted to come to where we were at, basically. So we planned the trip to go pick her up. So the day of us going to get her, we went to Walmart. So we had to get all the stuff that we needed to go on the trip and all that, and all this other stuff, and still one more time making sure everybody was on board of what we was doing.
But
so
agree with it.
Be quiet. So as we're like, we get on the road, so we basically tell him to text her that we were actually coming today. So we basically, when we looked up like the time thing, it said we had a 7 hour drive, I think. Cleveland, Ohio, from New Jersey. So he said, he texted her. She said, all right. And she said she was going to be packing, ready and packed by the time we got there. So I think I deleted all the clips because I started recording that day. Like, I was going to make a vlog of an Ohio trip or whatever. So I started recording, and I was recording in the car, like, when we was going through the mountains and all that. But I think I deleted those clips. It's like so, like, I just got mad. So about that whole day or what happened. So I just deleted everything. I just didn't never edit it and make it a vlog. But we were in the car. So he called her and FaceTime while we was in the car on the way there. We stopped and stuff like that, and we were still checking. We stopped like, yeah, we basically stopped like 3 times. But
3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times on the way there. But on the way there, we were basically like just chilling. Everybody was having fun, like in the car. Like, basically, I'm telling you, like, if you're driving when you're driving through the mountains and all
like,
that.
Do it, like.
Yeah, we was going like tunnels and everything. I was recording all that because that's cool or whatever. Tough. But hey, bro, I'm telling you, that stuff hurts like so bad. Like, my ears was popping. I wasn't like, that was like my first time taking like a drive through the mountains and all that and stuff. Like, that stuff hurt, bro. Like, my ears was popping. I had to I was trying to chew gum and like drink stuff or whatever. But now we gonna fast forward or whatever. So we basically an hour away from the destination. We text her and tell her we're an hour away or whatever. So he texts her, tell her we're an hour away, and she said, okay, I'll be ready when you get here. So hour go by, or like 45 minutes go by. We like 10 minutes away, and everybody got to use the bathroom, whatever. So we get there. When we get to her, like whatever, we park, and then we tell him to text her and tell her we outside, or we're like on the side of her house or whatever. And she tells us, she texts him back and says, okay, I'm waiting. Well, I'm babysitting my sister right now. I'm waiting for my mom or whatever to get back, and then we can go. So I'm like, she told him, and then mind you, she told us when we texted her we was an hour away that she was gonna be packed and ready. She never told us that she was babysitting her sister or whatever. So I'm like, okay, now we gotta sit here. So instead of sitting there, we all had to use that. So we just told him to tell her we gonna leave for a little bit and go and find somewhere to go to the bathroom and stuff. So she said, okay, or whatever, I'll be ready when y'all come back. So we left. We all go we like go 10 minutes down the street to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. And we got some snacks. And we come back, and when we park, she tell us, well, she asked him if me and him can come help her with her bags. Bring her bags to the car or whatever. Man, when I tell you, I didn't want to go because it already felt like it was dark as hell outside. Like, it was literally, what time was it when we got there? We got there like 6:45 or 6:30 or whatever. It was dark, and I was already like, I don't even know this chick or whatever. I never met her. He obviously FaceTimed her. So this is like, I know y'all be like, how is it a catfish or whatever? But y'all gonna get it when I get more into the story.
She freaking
But, like, I was like literally scared to go. Like, I was nervous, and like, I don't know. I was nervous, and I'm not even the one, like, I'm not even the girlfriend or whatever. But I was nervous as crap. So I'm basically, we get out, and we walk towards the house. Now, there's 2 houses. I think she said the door was open. So both doors were open, literally. Both doors of the houses was open. So I didn't know which house was which. Because both doors were open, the lights were on. And then here comes 2 people at the door. So I'm like, okay, this is like really whatever's going on. So nobody said nothing. And then out of nowhere, this lady opens the screen, whatever, and she starts yelling, "Who the fuck you think you talking to, nigga? Who the hell you think you talking to? You ain't talking to me. Do you know my daughter? Do you know my daughter?" I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So, and then she said, "Do you know?" And then she started saying, "Do you know my daughter Miracle?" Or whatever. And I'm like, who's Miracle? Because the girl told us, well, basically the girl he's talking to, her name, she told us, or the girl he was talking to, she told us her name was Ariel or whatever. So we told the lady, no, we don't know your daughter. So she started getting mad and screaming, talking about, oh, you're lying. You were just here in my house. And I'm like, I'm looking at her because we never even been in the house. We never even was there. Like, when we told her we got there, we never even went to the door. Like, we literally just parked, and then we left and went and used the bathroom somewhere else. So I didn't know what the heck she was talking about. So then she comes out the house, comes closer to me, and she kept saying, she was like, you lying, you're lying. I'm calling your phone right now. Your phone's ringing in your pocket. And I'm like, what? And my phone was never, I don't even think I had my phone in my pocket at the time. I think I left my phone in the, and she don't even have my number. Like, my phone, I think I left my phone in the car when I walked up to her house anyway. So I'm looking at her, and I turn around and look at my cousin like, what the heck is going on here? And when I turned around to look at him and say what's going on, he was already walking away. I'm like, so why do and then when I turned around to walk away, as she's screaming at me, she's on my back, literally yelling. I was getting so mad. So I just started, like, I was really going to turn around and pop shit at her. But I started walking towards the car, back to the car we got in, came out of. And when I got to the car, I was trying to tell my aunt, this lady is yelling and screaming or whatever at me. I don't know what the heck she's talking about. And my aunt gets out the car. The lady's walking towards the car. She followed me all the way to the car we came in. And she was still screaming, like hollering at everybody, like, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't know a miracle. We're not here for a miracle. So we kept telling her, we don't know your daughter. Then the girl, I guess, comes out and then was like, well, yeah, we know her, but we don't know your daughter. And she kept saying that's her daughter. Well, obviously it was her daughter. We didn't know that. So that's one thing. She lied about her name or whatever, and we didn't know that. So I'm looking at her. I got back in the car, and everybody else was just arguing outside, screaming and hollering. And then the girl tried to get in the car with me. Like, my aunt get back in the car. Jalen gets back in the car. Well, Jalen tries to get back in the car, and the girl was getting in too. And the mom was steady yelling and talking about, you're not taking her nowhere. She's not going nowhere. Like, or whatever. So the girl gets out the car. Everybody gets back out the car except me and my uncle. My aunt and my cousin gets out the car. And the girl gets out the car. And they're arguing and screaming with the lady, with the mom. So as they're arguing and screaming, here comes another person. And we think it's a dude. Or whatever, the lady's husband or whatever. So my uncle gets out the car or whatever and tries to go over there. And then it turns out to be a woman. So I'm like, okay, what the hell? And she was like, well, her daughter. And then it turns out the girl had 2 moms, technically, because they were married. Her mom was gay or whatever. So they start arguing with my aunt and stuff like that. And then the other lady was talking to my uncle. And then she screams out and says, well, she's only 15. And then everybody stops and just like drops and gets quiet as hell. Cause I got quiet in the car. I'm like, 15? What?
My mouth was like,
yeah, like my face literally like just like got stung. Like 15. What are you talking about? So first her name wasn't what she said it was, and then her age definitely wasn't what she said it was. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So it's like at this point everybody's just quiet and just sitting there, and then the lady and the mom starts arguing. The girl and the mom starts arguing, talking about, oh, you don't even know my age. I'm 18. You don't even know my birthday, stuff like that. Like, that's how bad of a mom you are. You don't know that or whatever. So the girl is literally convinced that she's not 15 and her name is not what her mom is saying. So they're arguing, and then the mom literally gets mad as hell when she calls her a bad mom and starts choking the girl. Like, I'm like, yo, I literally was in the car like, what the hell do we do? Like, they out there trying to hold the mom back from trying to choke this girl. I'm like, this family is crazy as hell. And I thought our family was wild. They're crazy, bruh. And then she wound up saying, like, basically we didn't even tell her literally what we were doing there, like, to begin with. Like, y'all, when I tell you, it's that after we told them what we were really there for, that's when it got wild. Like, literally, the other lady that was talking to my uncle, we were talking, I got out the car and then we started talking to her together. And then she invited us in the house or whatever to show me and my uncle proof that her name was Miracle and her age, she was 15. So we went with them and then they showed us her birth certificate or whatever. And the lady was like, oh, have your mom come in here so we can show her and show her proof in the boy, because they obviously don't believe that she's 15 and her age is whatever. So everybody comes in the house. Everybody goes in the house. At this point, everybody's in the house, and we're standing in the living room. In the living room and the dining room, technically. In their living room and dining room. So she pulls it out. And then she asks us where we came from. Like, where did we drive from? So we tell her we drive down from New Jersey. And the other lady, she was from Philly. So she was like, yeah, we know that's a long drive or whatever. And stuff like that. So when we told, and then we was like, oh, well, we didn't even tell y'all what we was here for. So we dropped the bombshell that we came because they told us that they were having a baby. Like, they both were, or the girl was pregnant or whatever. And then the mom and them just started, was like, shocked. And then it was like, pregnant? She told you she was pregnant? It was like, so how did you even meet him then? And it was like, well, they said that she came from Jersey and you just brought her up here to Ohio. She was like, oh, she's never been out of Ohio. She's never been out of Ohio before. She was born and raised in Ohio. What? So we was like, so if she never left Ohio, how the hell is she pregnant or whatever? So we was all like just sitting there thinking, and then the girl just started going off talking about, I never told you I was 18. I never told you my name was Ariel. I never told you I was pregnant. And I was like, oh, this bitch got bipolar, bro. Like, this chick is crazy. So she started throwing and kicking shit and whatever. And the mom just got super mad. And they started going at it. And then I started walking out the house, cuz. I was like, oh, I ain't got nothing to do. I don't want nothing else to do with it. So I walked out of the house while everybody was sitting in there. So I walk out and they started following me. The mom and the daughter. And when I walked towards the corner, and they was literally in front of the house squaring up, bro, at each other. Literally trying to fight each other. So my aunt, my uncle, everybody come walking out. And we are, at this point, we're ready to leave. So we all started getting back in the car. As we're getting in the car, the wife and the two wives and the girl, they're in front of the car, basically. They're about to jump her, the daughter, or whatever. And I'm like, they about to jump her. And my uncle get out the car and try to break it up or whatever. So he didn't want them to basically jump her or whatever. So he got out and tried to break it up. So, and then after he broke it up, he got back in the car. And we basically left. And at this point, we're on our way back to the hotel. And they leave her outside. They tell her she can't come back in the house or whatever. So we get back to the hotel, and we're talking about it and everything. But before we get to the hotel and stuff like that, and before we actually leave, the lady offers to give pay my aunt back for us actually coming all the way down there for no reason and all this stuff happening and stuff. And my aunt just was like, nah, we don't want it or whatever. We don't need the money back. We just gonna leave. So we leave and we go basically try to find a hotel to stay in for the night and stuff like that. So we find one. Bro, when I tell you I had a headache already coming from, like, when we got there, I had a headache already. And, bro, I just felt nauseous the rest of the night. Like, we get back to the hotel and we just talking about this whole situation that's happening. I'm like, yo, what the hell just happened? Like, we literally got catfished. So, basically, the girl was basically telling my cousin, her sister's, like, basically she was, what's the name of her sister? She was using her sister's identity to talk to him. So, I was like, yo, I really just real life lived a catfish episode. Like, this episode, this whole thing that happened was an episode of Catfish. Because if you ever watched Catfish before, this whole thing, like somebody stealing their sister's identity or using their sister's identity to talk to somebody else was an episode. Yo, I was just like confused as hell too. Like, damn. Like, how the hell did we even, like, how the hell did they even come up with the story? Like, to begin with. Like, y'all, that was crazy. Like, I literally had a headache for the rest of the night. I tried to go to sleep. That ain't happened. We was in there. We just wind up just like, when we got back to the hotel, making TikToks. Because he was making TikToks, and I was watching. We was on TikTok, just started with, because we couldn't even, like, listening, thinking, like, what the is happening? Like, we was hella happy. I wish I had the clips. I didn't delete the clips. Because I could have showed y'all the clips in the car driving there. Because I had a whole bunch of clips of us, like, recording before we got there. And then a clip of us when we got there. Like, her and everything. But I'm going to pop her Instagram or whatever up on the screen so y'all can see.
No clout.
I'm going to blur out her face, though. I'm not going to put her face in. By the way, if y'all, this is just basically from my perspective or whatever, however you say it. This part is, like, basically my part. So if y'all want to see basically how he started talking to her and how he met her before everything happened, and then from his perspective, y'all can go to his channel. I'm going to pop it up right here on the screen. And y'all can go to his channel because he's going to be posting his side of the story on his page. So, yeah, go tune. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. Tune in for that video. Yeah. But, yeah, if y'all like this video, that's the end of the story. But if y'all like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family if y'all not already. Hit that bell so y'all can be notified whenever I post another banger. And, yeah.
We out.
Peace.